You see people, whether it be on social media or people that you know, just doing things, and they may have a level of success and it may look like it's easy, but living this life that you want to live, or the life that you are trying to design for yourself to live well, it's tough, man. It is. There's a lot that goes in it. There's a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes, things that you don't see, conversations that you don't see, disagreements that you don't see, and you still have to just show up and have a smile on your face and just power through it. But I'm here to tell you that it can be done. However, it's not the easiest. But I believe that anything worth working for, uh anything that you have to work for, you appreciate more. That's what I was trying to say. And going through and having the things that we have, my wife and I and my son, it's worth it, man. So I'm here to more so just encourage the person who feels like giving up to keep going. Hey, family. This is Che Willis coming back with another episode of Wealth is a Journey podcast. Guys, this is episode 71. We cracked 70, man. We're at episode 71. To all the first time listeners and subscribers and watchers, thank you so much for tuning in to Wealth is a Journey podcast. On this podcast, we talk about faith, family, and finances, among other things. If you are a return listener, watcher, or subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully, we are adding value to your lives on our way to the M's, because again, we are getting to these M's. Guys, man, we've been the last few weeks we've been running a lot, um having different guests on, having um just different people's perspectives and different things of that nature on this podcast. And what it's doing for me, it's really stretching me as a podcaster, interviewing people, being able to just have conversations with people that I've never had conversations with before, and uh, having it come off like we've known each other for years. And I believe that that's a skill. It's kind of like art, so to speak. And it just speaks to, for me anyway, the consistency piece of, again, being 71 episodes in, just being able to get my thoughts out clearly and be able to communicate just different thoughts. And it's not easy at all. It may come off that way, but it's not easy. And I think today that's what we're going to talk about. Like, you see people, whether it be on social media or people that you know, just doing things, and they may have a level of success and it may look like it's easy, but living this life that you want to live, or the life that you are trying to design for yourself to live well, it's tough, man. It is. There's a lot that goes in it. There's a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes, things that you don't see, conversations that you don't see, disagreements that you don't see, and you still have to just show up and have a smile on your face and just power through it. But I'm here to tell you that it can be done. However, it's not the easiest. But I believe that anything worth working for, uh, anything that you have to work for, you appreciate more. That's what I was trying to say. And going through and having the things that we have, my wife and I and my son, it's worth it, man. So I'm here to more so just encourage the person who feels like giving up to keep going. Because on the other side of you working hard, the other side of you working smart, the other side of the relationships that you're building, it's all worth it, is what I'm trying to say. It's all worth it. Now there are situations where I feel like giving up, I feel like quitting, but I have evidence of what that other side looks like. There were times that I wanted to quit with budgeting. Like any new time, any person that's new to this podcast knows. I'm sorry, anybody that's listened to this podcast before knows that my wife and I we paid our house off. We buy things with cash. We invest at a rapid pace now because we were able to do those things. But the thing about it is that it took a lot of work, a lot of intestinal fortitude to just keep going when you didn't feel like it. But now that we're on the other side of that, I can honestly say that it was all worth it. And we faced a lot of challenges. So people who may look at me, who may look at my wife, and the things that we've accomplished, may say, "Oh, it was easy for you." I'm here to tell you it wasn't at all.
Are you tired of living paycheck to paycheck? Are you tired of using your credit cards as an emergency fund? Are you tired of getting stressed out anytime you think about money? If the answer to any of those questions is yes, I'm here to help. My name is Che Willis, and I help families living paycheck to paycheck live the life that they want to live through budgeting and investing. And I understand the word budgeting may be scary. However, we're trying to take the fear out of that word. All we're doing is telling our money where to go, as well as reducing our expenses and taking that money, marching it into the marketplace, and making us some money babies. That's all we're doing. So if you need help, please go to wealthisajourney.com. Again, wealthisajourney.com. There are free resources on there for budgeting tools. There are digital products on there to help you on your investing journey. And there's one on one coaching. So if you need help, go to wealthisajourney.com today. I look forward to seeing you soon.
There were many different challenges. Did I personally grow up in uh a rough part of town? No. Were there shootings around where I grew up? Absolutely not. However, do we have challenges? Yes. Did we have drug addiction that you have to overcome and go through growing up, that you see in your neighborhood, maybe in your house? Alcoholism. Did we see that? Yes, in the house, uh, and in the neighborhood. And a lot of times, people who see those things growing up, that becomes their reality because that's all they see, or that's all they've seen. So you have to have that dog, that fight in you to say, "Hey, I grew up this way," or "Hey, I saw this growing up," or "Hey, I'm going through this challenge right now, but I know that that's not for me. That's not my reality." Again, you may want to quit because it's tough, it's difficult trying to get to the other side of that mountain, or that challenge that you're facing currently. But again, once you get to the other side of it, after you persevere, after you keep going, it's all worth it. Um, I didn't have my biological father in the house with me. That can mess a lot of people up. The example that I had growing up, um, was addicted to alcohol, which is fine. Like my stepdad, my dad, who the person who took care of me. But then he cleaned himself up and he gave his life to Christ, and it was all good. And he was a I saw the not so good part, and then I saw the excellent man that was an example. And even when the bad things were going on, it was still an example because it gave me that perspective of, hey, that's not the way I envision my life. Even though I did, as I was growing up, as I was coming into my own adulthood, I did face those challenges that he faced, and I recognized it. And with God's help, He helped me kind of break free of traveling down that road. So I'm saying all this to say that we all face challenges, we all go through things, but you're going to have that dog in you to continue to go, continue to fight, continue not to give up, persevere. Because the alternative, you know what that alternative looks like, because that may have been the way you grew up, or that may have been the family member that you knew who didn't necessarily live the best life because they felt like that was their reality, or they gave up, or they had a bunch of different difficulties in their life that they just couldn't overcome and they didn't feel like fighting anymore. So you know what that looks like already. So I'm encouraging you to keep going. And I had a conversation with a friend this week, and the conversation was this. Uh, they were like, "Yeah, well, I'm getting my life together. My perspective on life is better. Um, uh, my mindset is better, and I see my goals. I'm writing down my goals, and I'm on my way to knocking down the goals." And I just encourage them, like, yo, that's super dope. First of all, that you have goals and you believe enough that you wrote the goals down that they can be accomplished and achieved. Now it's time to persevere. Now it's time to keep going because there's going to be times where you don't feel like it. And the thing is that for us, our mountaintop was paying our house off. It was a huge mountain of debt. We ended up 7.5 years. We ended up paying the house off, right? And then once we paid the house off, like I felt like there was going to be some like grand prize or some confetti and all the things, and we paid the house off, and I'm like, okay, now what? So I'm saying all that to say, like, you feel like you're going to get to this mountain, this proverbial mountaintop, and then you realize that you still have more to go. So there really is no mountaintop. You knock down a goal, and then you try to knock down another goal. What I would encourage you to do is to, once you knock down a goal, enjoy it. I talked about it before that uh, I'm overcoming the challenge of knocking down the goal and then what's next. And I think I'm doing a good job of it. Just enjoying just enjoying the journey, because it's all a journey, whether you're on a financial journey, whether you're on a journey to get your marriage together, whether you're trying to get your parenting skills in a better place. Everything that you go through is a journey, and it's not just going to magically just happen, or this, you're not going it's just not going to happen. So you have to fight through, you have to just keep going. So I'm saying all that to say, again, we cannot give up while we're on this journey. You will feel like giving up. I feel like giving up a lot. 71 episodes of doing something consistently, something that's new to me. And you have no idea what you're doing. And just to see the progression in just this thing that I'm talking about as far as podcasting is awesome to see. And the original goal for me was to get the word out about financial literacy, about budgeting, about investing, about what it can do for your life, what it can do for your family. And that was the reason that I started this podcast. So the thing about it is now is that although it's not where I would like it to be, subscribers, um, you know, and not recognition, but like uh people watching more, viewers, I'll say. It's not where I want it to be, right? However, the goal is to put the information out there, right? And because I didn't quit, because I kept going, now I'm getting more opportunities, not to just talk on this podcast, but I'm getting opportunities to talk on other people's podcasts about what I do, how I can help, how I can add value. And now I'm also getting opportunities to speak in front of people, which is crazy. Because if you're new to this podcast, what you don't know is that I'm a recovering introvert, not an introvert anymore, but I considered myself one because of fear of judgment and all the things that come along with people hearing you speak. But now I'm to the point where I feel like people are going to judge you. People are going to have something to say no matter what you do. So if you have something that's adding value to other people's lives, then you got to just put it out there. So now that I'm have all these episodes in, again, I'm getting more opportunities to speak to other people's groups, other people's platforms. And now I'm thinking to myself, what if I had quit? I would have never had the opportunity to speak to this group or be on this person's platform to add value. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the quantity of views or the quantity of your reach, but it's how are you adding value to other people's lives? And the stuff that's on this platform now is recorded. So even a year from now, multiple people or a lot of people who have no belief that they can achieve financial success or marital success or success in their fatherhood or parenting skills and different things that come along with the journey, mental health, it can give them the belief that they can live the life that they want to live. But again, it's going to take work. So think to yourself of if you feel like quitting, think about what that other side looks like. Just continue to run that tape back in your head about what the other side looks like. And that's some of the things that helped us to keep going when we didn't feel like it. I had an idea in my head of what the other side looked like. And then when we got there, then I just thought about all the little lessons that we learned along the way that's going to help me be a better father, better husband, better business person, um, better friend. So the journey is more important than the destination. So if you're on your journey again and you feel like giving up, I'm here to tell you to keep going. Now, if you need a mental health break or whatever the case may be, do what you need to do, but do not quit. That's the easy thing. Quitting is easy, but the result of you quitting is going to be way more difficult later on down the line than if you had just kept going. Like think about if I had never um if I had allowed the difficulties of investing in real estate or my troubles of investing in the stock market in the very beginning allowed that to deter me from continuing to invest. in real estate or the stock market, or investing in myself for that matter. Reading books and all the things that come along with becoming that person that you need to be to achieve the things that you're looking to achieve. So I'm here to tell you to keep going. Um, and a lot of times we make things a lot worse in our heads than they really are. With the woe is me speak. Let's just keep going, y'all. Wealth is a journey. It's all a journey. It's not necessarily about just finances and stuff like that. Like wealth looks different for everybody. But when you're on your journey, you'll realize all the lessons along the way of things that you need that's going to help better equip you to be that person that you need to be, that person that you see in your head, or that goal that you need to accomplish. So that's all I got today, man. I felt like today that this was it was much needed. I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself, because sometimes we need that pep talk. And what better pep talk to get than to look in the mirror and give yourself the pep talk when you may not be able to get that person on the phone to encourage you. Encourage yourself. You can encourage yourself. So that's all I got, y'all. This has been an amazing couple of weeks. Just interviewing different people and having people on the platform, different opportunities that are coming my way as a result of me sticking with it and being consistent and just getting better and being a student of life and just getting better. So just keep going, y'all. The other side of where you're trying to get is closer than you think. And it may be years away, but it's still closer than you think. That's all I got. Wealth is a journey. We will see you next week.
Straight out the $1 million basement. Run that back, Toretto.